Yay! Okay, second last eat and greet for the year. How super exciting to have Sue Ellen on. Now, I know, Sue Ellen, you're not in Adelaide at the moment, are you?
No, I'm in a dodgy bar somewhere in Melbourne.
And you've spent quite a bit of the last, 4 to 6 weeks, I think, jet setting sort of Tasmania, Melbourne, here, Melbourne, wherever. Like you've been out and about and away, and it's great that you could jump out. I think you're even in a workshop at the moment, so you've managed to be able to jump out for us to give us half an hour and to be able to talk a little bit about you and what you've done and where you've come from and what you're doing now and all the magical stuff that is happening. So, really excited to have you on. So the first question is really, who is Sue Ellen? So tell everybody kind of who you are and a little bit about the journey that kind of got you to where you are now, sort of. So, where did you come from and what have you done?
That a lot of different things, like, oh my gosh, like where do I start? Like seriously, I actually started off as a visual artist from a farming background, and then I left art. Like as soon as I got out of art college, I was like, oh my gosh, artists like don't earn any money, so that's it. Like I'm so not doing this. And I went very practical, didn't follow my purpose at all because I am creative. Like I am a really creative person. So I went, stuff that. And like you do. And I went into just the really practical stuff. And then I got sick and I got chronic fatigue because life has a way of just, pulling the rug out of underneath one's feet when you aren't on purpose.
Yeah.
And that was 22, so I started not on purpose very early in life.
Yes, absolutely.
So 5 years. Yeah,
wow.
So 5 years of chronic fatigue, bedridden, really seriously ill. And then I had a man knock on my door after I'd had a really tough time and I was actually thinking of checking out, and I did this massive thing to the universe. If there is a God, please, I need some evidence right now because I'm losing the plot. I'm bedridden basically. I'm like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
12 hours later, a bloke arrived, knocked on my door, and he just took one look at me and said, "You look like shit, love." And I went, "No one said that." Oh my gosh. And he said to me, "How much are you prepared to get well?" And I went, "Yeah, well, of course I am." And he just goes, "Yes, not." He made me say that 3 times. At that point, I disliked him immensely.
Yes.
And I said, okay. So I went, all right. And this yes roar came up, and I had a moment of no fatigue for 2 seconds. And in that 2 seconds, that's where hope started for me.
Wow.
And my whole life changed at that point. And I went on after that. He helped heal me. Took 2 years, another 2 years. I'm a little bit stubborn sometimes. And he got me back to being creative and that kind of thing. And then he ended up.
Able to help them online.
He ended up
here.
Hang on, I'll just
Trust you find it of value. Press it up.
Yeah, cool. So
I never follow up.
Distracted in the background.
45-day cycle.
Yeah, so he ended up
and it's really
basically changing the way that I viewed my life. And I went on from after that. I worked in construction. I worked in mining. I worked in welding. So I was a welder at one point. So I've done all these really practical components as far away as creativity as possible until I got sick again, and I got it. So I had a chronic pain and I healed myself, and that led me into my creativity with my videoing, and that all just came out of the blue. It was like, here you go, do video. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That's not my calling. And in actual fact, it so is.
It was, yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about what somebody would expect if they came to you and said that they, you know, would do it? Or tell us exactly what your business is first.
Yeah. So my business is, or perhaps I'll say what it's not first, and then I'll tell you what it is. Because the videoing business, there are so many different types. So there's people that are going, right, you just got to get everything picked on video, and you just get yourself on video, and you're going to use a teleprompter, and all of it's scripted and all about what you're saying. And that's not the thing that's important. So what I do is I still use a script, but it's a set of questions rather than when someone's on video, they're coming their head, there's no connection. There's no soul connection. Like we're having a conversation here now.
Yeah.
That's what videoing is about. And so I'm actually about the person and not the equipment, because anyone can learn about the technical aspects of videoing, but very few people know how to show up on video with presence, with purpose, and with poise in a way that is natural to that person. So when I'm working with someone, I'm looking for those key elements that are unique, that are essentially them. I want to see their essence come out. I want to see their personality shine. And someone might dance in front of the camera. Someone else might sing to get ready. Like there's so many different ways. And so I'm about the person and how they show up. They connect. And once you've got a connection, then you can start speaking.
Yeah.
It's all about that essence and that presence and that connection. Otherwise, you might as well speak to a wall.
It's so true, because it's I think it's one of the hardest things with video when people go to do video is they look and they go, oh, that's not me. And it isn't, you know, like they know that without meaning to, like as much as you're trying to just be you, you're kind of not. And it does take time and an art to really talk to the camera like you're talking to a person that you know, or that somebody you'd be advising or helping. So why don't we brush a little bit on how important video is in business?
Yeah, it is absolutely crucial. Like if you are looking to stand out in business and stand out shoulders above everyone else as the expert and the authority, then you've got to get out. You've got to get your face out there. Yeah. Like if you're sitting home and you're awesome at what you do, but you're the world's best secret, then your business is going to grow. You're not going to get more clients. You're not going to get more sales, which means that you're not going to get the cash flow that you're really looking for in your business.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can only make a big difference because all the people I work with have a big message to share. They have a massive message to share. And sometimes you can get caught up in the passion of that message, and it's actually learning how to communicate with your audience. And so people say, oh, I'm scared of the camera. I'm afraid of the camera. They're actually not afraid of the camera. They're afraid of what it is to say on camera. Yeah. Because they've either looked at them, they've either had a go and it's just gone really badly and they've gone, oh my gosh, like I look terrible. That's not me, like you were just saying. Or they just don't want to do it because they're all in their head. And so what I do is they don't have to go through that awkward process. I just take that awkwardness out of it.
Yeah.
And we get centered and we go in, and then their essence just comes out, and it is just natural. I mean, you and Kirsty are just the most gorgeous, natural, beautiful. You do great videos because you're yourself. You know, like you show up as you, and you know, because you're both quirky, then it works. But you know, if you was trying to be me on video and I was trying to be you on video, we would do a terrible job.
That's right.
So we can't compare. You know, it's like comparing apples to elephants. It's like, you know, and then we beat ourselves up and we go, oh, I'm not as good as that person.
Yeah.
And the big problem is it's not the person who's doing the video that's really suffering. It's the person who is waiting for that message
that isn't getting it. Yeah.
And they're not getting it. And that to me is so selfish. It's like it's kind of a bit kind of mean to say, but you know, we've kind of got to get over ourselves to be able to we're here to help people.
Yeah, to do what we can and what we're good at. Yeah.
What we're good at. And we, at some point, we've needed the help of someone else to get us to the next step.
Yeah.
And if we don't step up, I so get that. I still get terrified. And, you know, we've just got to do it, because you know when you've got a message, you know when what you do is important. And hiding, all that does is put extra stress on you. And then something's going to happen. The universe is going to go, and I know that better than anyone. It's happened to me twice, because once wasn't enough. So I get it. Like, I get it. I was crap in front of the camera. I hated it, you know? And so I had to get over my own fears and kick myself up the butt to be able to move to the next step. And so I have that compassion. And so in any of my programs, I actually have a private group, and we practice video, and we practice being ordinary until we can get better. It's like the movie stars weren't just good overnight.
No.
But for some reason on video, it's like, well, I'm doing my first video, so I'm going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
that's right.
Forever. You know, or if I've got a new topic and I've been doing video for ages, well, I'm still going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But it's like, so there's this new level of, oh my gosh, I've got to step over that line and put myself out there. That feeling's going to keep happening no matter how big your business grows or how small it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's irrelevant. The thing is to keep taking those little steps and keep moving forward, because if you do a quantum leap and then become like, just go, oh my gosh, that was like way too much, and go hide again, you're actually going to be left behind further than if you just took little steps and went, okay, I'm not all right, but I'm going to go have a coffee with Kirsty and feel it's like, because that's really cool. And then you take another little step and another little step, and over a year, you go, oh my gosh, did I really do that?
Yeah, and it's great to look back at where you were and see where you've come. And it's a big part of what we want in Smart Chicks is to really enable people to grow within the community and to take little risks and push themselves into areas that they may be uncomfortable, but they can get comfortable, or certainly much more comfortable in. So within your business, obviously, I know you're doing some workshops and stuff at the moment. If somebody wanted to work with you, how does that look? What would that look like if they came to you?
So there's a couple of different ways to work with me. Like you said, there's the workshops. So at the moment, Christine and I are running a Magnify Your Message workshop. So that's one way. And I'm also, in the new year, I'm actually putting together some workshops as well, like just simply video workshops, and actually having a regular, you know, like how to use your camera, that kind of, like some of the techie stuff, and also getting over the confidence to do it. So that'll be coming up in the new year. I work with people one-on-one, so I can actually come around to someone's house and set up their studio and do some one-on-one stuff if they want that. Right. And the other way is to hire me to video their testimonials. Other people have got courses that they want videoed. Other people have got, you know, videos for their website. So, you know, there's a few different ways to work with me, online as well as offline.
Right. And it's good because that means you cater, you know, at all different levels in business as well. So when we look at like people that are starting out, sometimes what will give them the confidence is actually just learning some of that techie stuff, you know, because if they can feel confident because they've learned, you know, make sure the light's here, you know, make sure that your things at that height, or, you know, when they know all those things, they can, you know, do that with confidence because they can tick that off. Well, I know that bit's right. And so, and that's enough to get them started.
It is. And, you know, it's like the setup that I've got here at the moment. Like, you know, I just had to find a spot, you know, and I looked for, you know, the light's not perfect because I don't have catch light, but it's the best that I could do. Yeah. And I've actually got a Christmas tree behind me.
Yay, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, so I've just positioned myself over that object, and you know, I'm actually holding my so I'm on a tablet at the moment, and I'm actually holding it in the position that I want, because if I just sit it normally, it sits like that.
Yeah.
And I can see the roof and all of that. So I'm just holding it in the position that that I'm wanting. You know, like it's, you know, it's, this scenario is not ideal, yet I can make the scenario work for me. And that's what I teach. I'm like, it's really simple. It's really easy. And you can do videoing in any place, anywhere, anytime. And that's how it should be. Because what happens if you've got a Facebook Live that you've got to do like that?
Yeah.
You still want a professional image to come across. You want to look professional.
And I think you've touched on a great point there, that sometimes being in a bit of a community where you're sort of learning it all, it also gives you permission to not have it perfect, because you know that done is still better than perfect. So let's work with what we've got, so that we're going to get the best we can get it for what we need, but don't not do it because it's not going to be perfect. Because so many people would never start with video. And I mean, Courts and I are definitely an example of that. There's lots of videos that we've done on, you know, in the group, whatever, to get a message across or whatever it is, that are by no means perfect. And that doesn't really matter. But if you know the key things to kind of do, you can still take them into account and make sure that it's the best it can be for that moment.
It is. And it's like the saying that I like to use is practice makes possible. We're not looking for perfect.
Yeah.
And if you can have a safe environment where you can practice your videos on your, you know, a little test group of people, and you can be silly and you can test the extremes, because you need to do that. And I didn't have that, and I actually forced myself to do videos, and I was like, oh, and it was such a horrendous process. It was just awful. And that's why I created a video challenge and a video product, because I didn't get what I needed. Like, I actually want to be a student in all of my programs, because I've created them out of necessity. I've created them out of either what I've needed, or if they've been created out of what my clients have needed. And they've gone, like the last program, the Video Influence Accelerator program, that one in itself was is a 6-week online program, and it ended up having a 2-day workshop at the end. It never had a 2-day workshop at the end. But that's because my clients thought, well, we'll just do all this online training, which is awesome. And now we can, you know, now we're techie stuff, and we're relating to clients, and, you know, we're showing up. And one lady goes, oh my gosh, you know, like, I even watched my video back and I was mesmerized, you know, like I was like, who's this lady?
Oh, that's awesome.
And someone else has gone, you know, like, I got, you know, like 1,000 views on my video, and I had this many people opt in to my, you know, to my whatever.
Right.
And that's, you know, that's what's possible. But, you know, they said to me, well, can we just get together and just do it like for real? And I'm like, sure, let's give it a go.
Do that.
And so, you know, so now it comes with 2-day training. It's like, oh, okay, well, it's done.
I love it when business evolves, because that's what people need, and that's exactly the way it should be. Like, you're constantly stepping up to the needs of your clients or your customers or whatever. So if we talk gold nuggets in business, have you got a couple of gold nuggets that you could give us that you'd like to share with people at whatever stage?
So my first gold nugget is to back yourself. Is to absolutely, like, whether it's, if you're not backing yourself, find someone else who will back you until you do. And that's what I've had through my illnesses, through my videoing, through my whole business. It's like, find that person who believes in you before you believe in yourself. And then, you know, and they're backing you, but you're learning it's just step by step. You're learning, you fall down and you get up, and there's all self-doubt and all that stuff. But there comes a time you go, I believe it.
Yeah. I love it. I often talk about filling people's belief bucket. And I just think it's such a beautiful way to think of it, because we all have this bucket that sometimes gets a bit empty. And to have people around you, you know, that constantly kind of top it up for you. It just helps you in between the times when you're you know, you're not putting a bit in for yourself. So that's awesome. Definitely back yourself. Have you got another one?
And the second one is something that I've done all through my whole life, and it is to do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Like whatever it takes. And to do that, you've got to, it's a bit tough because you've got to draw that line in the sand and go, instead of dipping my toe over that line, I'm all in. And I'm going to do whatever it takes, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't really know what I'm going to do, but I'm all in.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's kind of like part of the back yourself as well. So there's, you know, it's a, you know, it works together.
Yeah.
And then you just commit, and you just go, okay, I don't know how this is really going to pan out. All I know is I'm going to do whatever it takes. And any time I've done that, all like for any of my illnesses in particular, none of the people I knew before were the key people. I didn't know any of them before I committed. Yeah. And then they all showed up. Like, and that's the same in business as well. It's like, I didn't know, you know, you, Kirsty, or Quartz, or, you know, I like most of the smart chicks, I didn't know any of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like the right people they will turn up, but you've got to commit. First of all, know what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Know what you want, and then do whatever it takes, and just go, you know, I'm open. I'm not liking this at the moment. This is like, it's a really big roller coaster, and I'm scared. Like, admit that, like, it's okay. But know that when you fall back down and you get back up, you're committed to do whatever it takes. You're like, I've got it. Yeah. And the other one is know what is important to you. So if you heard, like, people have said, you know, the big why.
Yeah.
And I actually don't like the terminology of the big why.
Yeah.
Because it's actually what is important to you. It's little. For me, the thing that got me over my chronic fatigue was my horse. The thought, like, I rode my horse in my mind every day. Yeah. I was on that beach. I was galloping. I was there every day. I did the inner work.
Yeah.
And then after that, you know, I think it was like, it took me 2 years. That was after, it wasn't chronic fatigue, it was the chronic pain. 2 years to the day, boom, I was physically riding my horse.
Yeah. On
the beach. Now, if I had said to you, Kirsty, you know, this is my big why.
Yeah, that's right.
You go like whatever.
Yeah.
Really? It was important. It's the key important thing that no matter what, you will not live without, and you put that at the end of of any of your goals, and you will push your way through it. You go, I hate sales. I don't want to do this. I'm riding my horse. Oh my gosh. And you'll plow through any of that. And we all have those important, like those things that are so important to us.
Yeah. That
they're like life and death. It's like, I can't live without that.
Yeah.
That is the key to success.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know I did a quick little video, you know, we often talk a lot about balance, and it's a good term, like because really what we're talking about when we're saying it is we're meaning, you know, doing enough of the things that are important to us that we need to be doing. And sometimes, you know, in the big why or whatever, sometimes people forget about what it is that they're looking for. But in a book that I'm reading at the moment, he talks a lot about counterbalance. He said balance is rubbish, but balance isn't rubbish insofar as I understand what people mean when they do it. But what he talks about is counterbalance, because the best things happen actually when you're out of balance. So when you're really on, sometimes you have to be kind of out of balance, but it's about tuning into what the counterbalance, when you need to insert or exert, you know, counterbalance, so that you make sure you still do the things that are important. Because if your goal is to spend more time with your family or be available for your family, and you end up never available for them, then you're kind of missing the point. So there's a lot of key times when you want to make sure that you know, that you do look at the other things that you need to do as well and bring back the balance. So it's allowed to be out of balance, but never forgetting the really important fundamentals. So, that's really cool. Really, really cool.
And it's like, I get what you're saying too. Like, balance can also be someone's comfort zone.
Yeah.
And it can be like cognitive balance. I just want to feel all the good stuff. And if you look at nature, just growth is not pleasant. And to take it to the next level. And entrepreneurs, there's a lot of discomfort. And it's about riding that wave. And if you want, the word balance is about what is important to you. It's like riding my horse is that alignment, you know. It's you know, for you, you've got your kids, and you know, there's a whole, it's like what lights you up, what's important to you, and having that fulfillment come in. It's really important.
And don't lose sight of those things, and make sure there's enough of those things when it's a bit crazy, out of balance, you're on purpose, you know, but you maybe make sure you still feel enough of those things for yourself. And but it's exciting. I mean, you can make such an impact when when you really live your purpose and kind of move forward into that. So it's very cool. So have you got a couple of questions for our smart chicks? Maybe one and a sneaky one for the members.
I do. I'm just going to grab my notes because I can't even remember what it is now because I'm like right in the zone. I don't even know where they're going, but anyway.
Hold the iPad and grab notes. I'm impressed.
Grab notes. Make sure you got notes for when you do this. So Christine and I are running a series of workshops around Australia at the moment called Magnify Your Message. And so Christine Robinson is she helps people write their books and become #1 bestseller author, which is all about authority and expert and being on stage and standing in the spotlight. And video is the same. So we've teamed up, and then we're putting on a one-day workshop so that people can come along if they've got this desire to write a book, or they might even just be curious about what is this whole book thing, and would it even be possible for me? And if you've been curious about video and the fundamentals and just the really simple could I even get up and do it, or you've done it for a while and maybe you should learn some tips that can just take you to the next level. So it really is for everyone. We've had speakers and even other people who have written books to be able to come in, and they're like, wow, so much value. So so we've teamed up, and so we've got a workshop in Adelaide on Friday, which I didn't realise was the same day as your smart chick. So we've got one there, and then in January we're doing Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney. So we'll actually be travelling around. So any of the smart chicks who are around the country, so they can book through the link. So one link goes to all the states, which is really handy. Christine's awesome at the techie stuff. She's just amazing.
Great.
And which is awesome, And so for the smart chicks, so normally it's $197 for the whole day, and this is a doing workshop. So it's like you're writing, you're getting up, you're making videos, and you go away with this full 90-day plan. There's no kind of getting out of it. If you're coming into the room, you're doing stuff. It's not that kind of sit down and take notes and go, oh, that was a lovely workshop, now I'm just going to leave. It's like, it's not that. We want people to make a difference. So for the Smart Chicks Coterie is $97. So it was we're recommended retail price is $197. So we're like, we just wanted to do an insane offer. So that's $97, video and books, seriously insane.
That's crazy.
And then for the members, are you sitting down?
Yes.
$47.
Wow! Are you kidding me? Oh,
not
kidding. Oh, what a bugger on the same day as our event in Adelaide.
Oh, we might put one on, you know, later, but you know,
we
if you
might
can
have
get
to do another one in February.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if you can twist our arms.
Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome. So that's fabulous. So tomorrow's promo day. So if you can pop your post in there. Yes, good job, Christine. She's just commented we'll have another Adelaide one in January. Fabulous. Make sure it's after the 11th because I'm away to the 11th. But, you know, hashtag.
All right, we'll see what we can do.
But yeah, so make sure you do a promo post tomorrow, and you know, you can put it in underneath either the live video stream that I've got sort of running at the moment, which is copy this, or under the post or whatever. I know you said you can't go on Facebook right this second, so yeah, but make sure you do a promo post tomorrow and pop them in there, give all the information. Obviously the link for the workshop, amazing, and then the 2 prices, that is insane. We've got the Melbourne Smart Chicks event launching in January. So that's fabulous. Obviously, we've already got a Sydney one and we've got a Brisbane one. So I'm sure there'll be some Smart Chicks over on the East Coast that'll be looking forward to. It is the 11th. I think I get in too late.
We'll change the date. Done. We're just for you.
Awesome. Well, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Joe is online. We'll see Joe next week for our last Eat and Greet for 2016. And I want to thank you so much, Sue Ellen, for talking video and talking business and all of the ups and downs that we get along the way. But really exciting to watch your journey. You know, I know even not that many weeks ago, maybe 8 weeks ago or whatever, you know, you even had a tough little moment where you went, what am I doing? What's happening? And, you know, but just by talking about it and like kind of getting out of your own mind, sometimes that's what it is, isn't it? And then sort of getting the right support from people to go, right, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm here. Just get out of the emotional. Let's get back to the real stuff. And thanks, Joe. And yeah, you know, so an amazing thing.
Really, yeah, and it's not how long, because everyone's going to have downtime.
Yeah.
It's not the amount of downtimes you have, it's the amount of times you are laying down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you make them shorter and, you know, and have awesome support like the Smart Chicks, this amazing supportive group. We can be real. You know, none of us have got everything together. Like, that's just crazy. Like, there's stuff going on. It's not just business. You know, we've got, like, you know, we're people, and that's, yeah, you know, there's ups, there's downs, there's great times, there's celebrations, and then times you just feel like crap.
Yeah.
And it's all okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to stop the recording here. So thank you so much, guys, and thanks for jumping in. You can find the promo in, obviously, the Smart Chicks group. And for anyone looking into YouTube down the track, you'll be able to look up. Now, do you want to just give out your website so that we know we've got that in the recording as well?
Yep. So it's SueEllenCordon.com is my website. So with or without the hyphen, I've got both.
Good girl. That was smart. All right.
Yeah. I'm a smart chick.
Yeah, you are a smart chick. Thanks, gorgeous. See ya.
Bye.